It's terrific to see so many of you here today and in our campus in New York City, where we actually have invention and innovation on both sides of the East River. So, as Alice mentioned and Lisa mentioned, part of what we're doing today is to celebrate inventions that come from our research and innovations that come from working together. And part of what we're here to do is celebrate the incredibly diverse network of experts, partners, and supporters at Cornell and beyond Cornell that make that. I want to start out first by thanking the teams that work so well together to make those experiences possible, because this is a journey. So please join me in thanking Alice Lee, Lisa Plakanica, and the entire teams that put together these not just experiences for us, but the journeys that allow us to take research out into the world. Now, as you know, if you've been on this journey, it starts with a small step. It starts with a possible discovery. And I'm just interested in how many in the room, when you first discovered this thing that became why you're here today, did you know when you discovered it that you thought you wanted to go out in the world through an invention or an innovation? Or were you thinking it would go out in a paper? So if you thought this needs to get out to the world so other people can use it, you thought that at the very beginning. Yeah. So not an uncommon enough, but maybe 50% of us, right? Maybe half of us actually thought in the beginning when you discovered something, it should get out to the world. And even if you did think it should get out to the world, the question is why and how. And so that that disclosure, that is really just the first step. There's so many partners that you need along the way. And we've been able to build those and experience those. And some of them are on our campuses and completely vital. And some of us that go beyond our campuses. So I also want to thank those who work on the campuses in CTL, in the incubators, in all of our parts of our innovation ecosystem that actually bring that advice to bear. So thank you to those of you who are this innovation ecosystem partner. Not every university has that. And it's built here specifically for Cornell, and again, in New York City. So what has really impressed me in the breadth that we have in front of us today and built over the years at Cornell is the huge range of technologies and of ideas that we brought to bear. Some of our oldest technologies we actually think about at Cornell that are out in the world are our plant varieties. In the 1960s, we started with Geneva rootstock. Now that is available internationally, including in India. And then you've recently heard that we've also licensed our hemp for industrial use. That's a huge accomplishment over a number of decades. And I often say we go from potato chips at Cornell to advanced computer chips and everything in between. And that's the complement to our breadth of industry. So when we do that, we really think about the partnerships that we need. These are entrepreneurs that are experienced. These are venture capitalists who are experienced. These are other technology experts that allow us to pressure test our ideas. So also raise your hand if where you started when you thought you were going to take that technology forward was the same about a year after that, when you actually got advice from people who saw a different part of the space than you. That was certainly my experience. So getting advice on where to go next, that's that journey, right? And taking that journey with the kinds of partners here that really, really help you think, this is where I thought I was going to take this, and now here's where I'm going to actually take it based on the advice. That's the value of a network like this. That's the value of why we celebrate these bearers of innovation. It's not enough to have an idea. It's great to have a publication. It's exciting to have a disclosure. But the real power comes from putting this out into the world. And not every idea will get there, but at Cornell, really building the bridges to allow us to cross those challenges and those gaps together at every step of the way has led to some really incredible breakthroughs. And that's part of what we're celebrating today. It's more part of the journey. It's part of what we get to celebrate when our companies, yes, can go public, but yes, more importantly, put out the solutions into the world that matter. And so you'll hear today in our fireside chats, both here in Ithaca and in New York City, and you'll hear in your discussions at the table. While this is a journey, it's such a much more fun and incredible journey of innovation to do that together. I'm so glad to gather with you here today as you're taking that next step in your own journeys. Thank you.